The double wedding. Straka found by degrees, and not without difficulties, his mental equilibrium, which his friend Kanishka seemed to possess naturally. He unburdened his heart to the saintly old man and arrived at the conviction that he was not made for a monk and that his duties of life, according to his disposition, lay in other fields. In the meantime, King Kanishka had sent a messenger to Mathura, his chancellor and vicegerent at Gadara, to bring Princess Kamalavati to Benares. Princess Kamalavati arrived, and when her betrothal to Charaka was announced, the happy events of our story reached their climax. Ashvagosha solemnized the nuptials of both couples, Kanishka with Bhadrachi, Bhadrachi, Bhadratri, and Charaka with Kamalavati, and he read to them from the Dhammapada the famous stanza, "Sweet in the world is fatherhood, and motherhood is sweet, but sweeter is the thought of good if nobly our heart beat. Sweeter a life to old age spent, in truth and purity, sweeter to reach enlightenment, and keep from evil free." When the marriage ceremony was over, a feast was spread at the royal palace, and King Kanishka declared that he had a great respect for priests, but did not favor the idea that his friend, the physician royal, should resign his calling of wizard, as he was wont to call him, for the sake of becoming a monk. While there were plenty of good and honest men to wear the yellow robe, there was scarcely one man among a million who could perform miracles and save human lives as Charaka had done. Charaka denied that he was a wizard. His art was no magic, but consisted simply in observation and experiment, and it was nature whose forces he had learned to guide. But for all that he accomplished things which astounded the world, they were better than the miracles of magicians, for they were more useful and of enduring benefit to mankind. When his friends praised him, he replied, "My science is a beginning only, and what I accomplish is the work of a tyro. The Tathagata has preached the religion of enlightenment. He set the wheel rolling. It is now our duty to follow up his thought, to spread enlightenment, and to increase it. Amitabha is infinite, and thus the possibilities of invention are inexhaustible. The wondrous things which man is able to do, and which he will do in the ages to come, can at present only be surmised by the wisest sages. But greater than the greatest feats of invention will be the application of the Lord Buddha's maxim of loving kindness in all fields of human intercourse, in family life, in politics, in labor, and social affairs, in our dealings with friends and foes, with animals, and even with the degenerate and criminal. The enlightenment of our souls is most important. Therefore, we praise the Tathagata above all other things. Well, perhaps it'd be better to offer benedictions upon the bridge builder. Isn't that the Tathagata? What that means? But bright shineth the sun in his bright shineth the sun in his splendor by day, and bright the moon's radiance by night. Bright shineth the hero in battle array, and the sage in his thought shineth bright. But by day and by night, none so glorious, so bright, as Lord Buddha, the source of all spiritual light. And I guess the notes can really be put as an end to this one. The Pabhaja, or initiation, and the Upasampada, or ordination. The Mahavaga, the first Kandaka, volume 13, SBE, is somewhere to find that. The time of our story is the 5th century after the Buddha's enlightenment, which corresponds to the 1st century of the Christian era. And, then we just have some quotes, several of those. And Kavadva's story is an abbreviated account of an ancient Buddhist Pali text. The verses, as well as other details, are almost literally translated. A Pasatha, or confession, was held regularly on days of the full and the new moon, because those are the days where women are the most different, right? And, we find the Mahavagga second Kandaka includes details of the ceremony of confession. The term's highest truth is called by Achvagosha in the Sanskrit Param Arthasatya. And Samuel Bell's abstract form of lectures on Buddhism in literature, China, page 177, reads, "He who is possessed of the highest self, he is able to see Buddha. Buddha, although he dwell in the world, can be seen by none but those possessed of this highest self. Maharaja, most true it is that Buddha has attained nirvana, yet may you behold him." And Amitabha and Buddha are never called creator. Well, creations are obviously demiurges, you could say that because they work with what is. They're not really. But he is frequently addressed as father. Of course, we don't take that literally. Similarly, the blind leader of the blind occurs in the Tavijja Sutta, number 15. And Svagosha's doctrine of the triple aspect of the highest truth parallels Christianity in a way. The Kaya, the body or personality, of 1, the good law, the 2, transformation, and 3, bliss. Well, in a way, because 3, but not in the obviously Father, Son, and Ghost, or in a way conflicting guises. But then again, a father can be a son, can be a ghost, but yeah. And stuff with the Dhammapada,